So on this channel, I regularly review gangster films from time to time. These can be well-known classic films like Scarface, The Godfather, Gangs of New York and Carlito's Way. They can be lesser-known flicks like Birds of Passage, The Outfit, Gangster No. 1 and Meet the Mobsters. And occasionally, we'll take a look at terrible mob movies like Capone or Gotti. Be sure to check out my gangster and crime movie reviews playlist, where you'll get a whole set of reviews of a variety of mob flicks, ranging in quality and obscurity. Now, if you're someone like me who has seen most of the well-known crime films out there, as you're seeking out hidden gems, you have to tunnel through a lot of crap. And trust me, there's a lot of bottom-of-the-barrel, D-grade gangster flicks out there. It's like the horror genre. Anyone who's a fan of horror and wants to search out obscure finds knows what I mean when I say there's a lot of trash out there. Perhaps it's because the two genres are relatively cheap to film. After all, just film two wise guys in a room saying, "Forget about it," to each other, and it'll be better than what I just watched.
This is not a movie.
The gold standard of bad mafia movies, in my cultured opinion, is This Thing of Ours. It's a true classic in the bad gangster film genre. It's ridiculously entertaining and contains some major stalwarts of the genre like Frank Vincent and James Caan. Really, it's quite the fascinating experiment. As if someone wanted to see what happens if you make a movie with classic wise guy actors all doing their thing, but remove the creative brains, i.e. the director and screenwriter, to see what the results will be. And what you're left with is This Thing of Ours.
Shoot it a little over there. Over here in the front. Not on my shoes, Sally.
My mind is somewhere else.
Yeah, you got that right.
Saying that though, Danny Provenzano's film might just have been topped, as I recently watched Mob Cops, the 2025 gangster drama directed by Danny Abeckaser, as recommended by a subscriber. You might know Abeckaser as the Weasley character in The Irishman who De Niro puts into a headlock and punches for dodging payments. Now I gotta hold my hands up and admit this was always going to be a loaded review, because long-time subscribers of the channel might remember that years back I reviewed Mob Town, Abeckaser's film depicting the infamous Appalachian Mafia Summit of 1957, casting himself as mobster Joe Barbara. It was a terrible film, and I ripped it apart in my review, with a spotlight particularly on Abeckaser's inept performance. The guy then emailed me, giving me a bizarre rant about how I'm a loser and a dork, and you can check out the exchange between the two of us, which I put in a video a few years back. So I don't exactly have the highest opinion of the dude, much less his filmmaking ability. He's clearly got friends in the right places, as he gets decent wise guy actors in his films. But when you look through his filmography, most of his films have 4 out of 10 stars on IMDb, and the highest has 5 point something. So Quentin Tarantino he is not, the only shared attribute being Abeckaser's insufferable habit of constantly casting himself as the hero in his films. Anywho, I thought Mob Cops could be a laugh. Maybe a chance to immaturely dunk on the guy too, if I'm honest with myself. So, what's it all about? Well, the plot is as follows. When a retired NYPD detective publishes a book about his family's mob connections, war breaks out between the cops working for the city's big crime boss and the officers trying to bring them to justice. Now, I'm already confused, because I don't remember anyone writing a book in the film, except someone having written one near the end of the film, but it's clearly not the focus of the movie. And there was no war between corrupt cops and straight arrow officers. It really sounds like it's describing a different film. What the movie is about is 2 NYPD cops, Sammy Canzano, played by Abeckaser regular David Arquette, and Leo Benetti, played by Jeremy Luke, who go to work for gangster Johnny the Wrench Galliano as hitmen, bumping off rivals for a payday. Hero cop Abeckaser and his partner make it their mission to bring down the corrupt duo. I couldn't stop thinking how the guy who played Leo looked like a dead ringer for Paulie in the Mafia video game, until I did a bit of research and discovered it is actually him. Now initially I was very disappointed with Mob Cops. You go into a film like this and you want to be entertained in the it's so bad it's good way, a la This Thing of Ours. Because let's be honest with ourselves, it's not going to be good. You can tell from the first 5-10 minutes what kind of film this is going to be, but at least you can get a chuckle out of it. But for the first half or so, the film is just dry and dreary, overly serious and somber with no ability to engage you. It commits that cardinal sin of movies, the worst thing a film can possibly be. It's boring. But as the movie went on, it started to ramp up a bit more and began providing the circus of unintentional comedy that Mobland before it did. What really sticks out early on is the cheap production values and awful dialogue. I don't want to knock a film's look if it has a low budget, but the sets look tiny, whether they be courtrooms that appear to be empty office spaces that the film crew broke into, or the cop's office which might have been filmed in Abeckaser's garden shed. I completely forgot that this was supposed to be set in the 80s and 90s because you never get that sense at all. The production is so lazy. Two completely different characters use the same wrench in two unrelated scenes. It all just feels so small. I don't think we saw another cop aside from the four main characters and the police captain. There's a really weird lighting effect throughout the film, where the entire image will be dark, but there will be a single streak of light going across the frame diagonally. It appears at random, and genuinely comes off like the After Effects editor hit a button on his keyboard and didn't know how to turn it off. There's a fair bit of odd, weird mistakes and issues like this in the movie. I remember one scene where a big deal is made that there were 3 hitmen in a car. It's a big deal because these 3 guys are hunted down eventually. But there just wasn't. There were 2 guys, not 3. Did they just forget to have an extra sit in the back? And is this guy's top secret investigative research really just an empty Excel spreadsheet with the perp's name in the wrong column? Benetti's cousin is a criminal who works for the gangsters. This guy here, who looks high as a kite in this scene for some reason. There's a point in the film where Dewey offers his condolences to Benetti, and I remember thinking, wait, when did this character die? I don't remember that being established. And I did the film the courtesy of rewinding it and trying to work out where I went wrong. And lo and behold, there's this scene.
Some bad decisions came with some very, very bad consequences. The worst consequence of all was that I lost my middleman.
How are you supposed to work out who was killed here? It's shot from a distance, as if they had to hide the camera because they didn't have permission to shoot on the street. And it's so vague, so blink and you'll miss it, hardly the way to depict the death of a major supporting character. Almost every single scene is accompanied by a voiceover, which either spells out to you the events you're about to see, or offers painfully generic sound bites that sound like they were taken from ChatGPT.
They didn't see lines anymore, but they did see color, and their favorite color was green. These guys were in deep, but if we were gonna get them, we needed to go deeper.
Everybody looks ill in the film. Benetti's constant heaving and breathing made me uncomfortable, like he was a few minutes away from a heart attack. Bo Dietl looks like he's had a stroke, David Arquette looks like he's having a stroke, and Abeckaser looks like he's been lobotomized, just blankly staring. It doesn't take much to get out-acted in this film, but at least a lot of the guys around him are trying. He's just there. Joseph Russo looked like he was having fun though. He made me laugh a few times.
With all due respect, it wasn't a little thing.
With all due respect, fuck your mother.
All we asked for was a little bit extra. You want good work, you gotta keep the employees happy.
Fuck your mother too.
The story has an aimless feel to it. You struggle to work out where you are in the timeline. One minute a character is in prison, next minute he's out and about because you've entered a flashback without realizing. There are attempts at character moments, like a really long, strangely drawn out scene where the 2 corrupt cops and their wives go out to dinner, and they endlessly bicker and debate about what to order and the menu prices. I was thinking to myself, what is the point of this? And it's only later I realized, oh, character building. It's supposed to establish their motive for being crooked. They greed because they want steak. And in an earlier scene, the mob characters are eating steak. So you want steak, you gotta enter the criminal lifestyle. No crime, no steak. It takes 10 minutes to make its point, but fair enough. Unfortunately though, most of the film lacks any real intimacy with our 2 crooked cops. And the film is just really characters being crass, trying to act cool by constantly swearing, and just starting shit with each other for no reason.
Fucking piece of shit. Fucking bald fucking piece of shit, old fucking crackpot. Fuck.
You and your partner go pick him up and bring him in.
Oh, excuse me?
Take it easy, Leo.
I'll take it easy once this cocksucker tells us exactly who the fuck he thinks he's speaking to.
Give me like that, all right? Hey, Pillsbury, don't
What is that last clip about? It happens a few times. The cops are there to do a job, and when the gangster gives them the job, the fat one constantly gets angry. It's just a movie trying to create lame attempts at drama, but it always feels artificial. I think to a scene later in the film where Dewey's wife sees a red dot on his shirt. It looks like an ink blot, and she thinks it's lipstick from another woman, and she goes ballistic. Like, what would this woman have been kissing? His chest? And then he comes clean and says, it's blood. And we get a dramatic pause. Whose blood? Whose blood is this? I don't know. It's trying to do the you're in too deep, it's too dangerous thing. You know, he's been involved in so many crimes and murders, he doesn't even know whose blood this is. But like, hello, he's a cop. Why wouldn't he have the occasional dot of blood on his shirt? You know, I don't know why. Maybe the movie was making me high over the course of its runtime, but I just started finding things so funny in the second half of the film for no reason. The main gangster who hired the crooked cops ends up in prison, and the investigating cops go to try to flip him, to try and get him talking about Sammy and Leo. They make a big deal about how he won't fold. He's doing his time straight.
Ben Sherman did his time with his mouth shut. He didn't take any deals and absolutely zero shit from anybody.
And then he immediately folds under zero pressure.
whatever you want to do.
I'm getting ready.
Ready for what?
For anything.
I don't know why. That exchange made me crack up. I get the character's point, but the presentation comes off like the actor doesn't know what's going on, what the scene's about, so he just says, getting ready for anything. Anyway, Arquette's character visits his partner to offer him condolences about his cousin's death. It's all very warm and sober, and suddenly he just starts ripping into the dead guy.
My condolences on your cousin.
Yeah. Same shit's waiting for us. You know that, right?
Having your cousin has nothing to do with us.
It's got everything to do with us.
Your cousin was a scumbag.
Watch it.
Cousin was a monster. They all have it coming to them. It's only a matter of time.
Get the fuck away.
I felt so sorry for Bonetti. Later in the movie, he's excited and giddy at the prospect of starring in a movie. He's really bigging it up, saying there's a role for his partner in it as well. And Dewey's at it again, just roasting the guy and being a real killjoy.
Hey, look at us. Not bad for a couple of kids from Brooklyn, huh? Don't think that this is only my thing. This is a Howard thing. We worked hard to get here. We own as producers, I direct. You could even paint it. I'm telling you, the fucking doors are gonna fly right open.
I don't want nothing to do with this film.
Yeah, right.
I don't want my name on the big screen or in the papers. You hear me? I'm only going tonight to make sure of that fact. Ever since we started working together, anything I told you, in one ear, out the other, you always wanted more. Even when more wasn't even necessary. You got everything you ever wanted, and I have no doubt you'll get even more. This thing, this isn't our thing. It's in your pocket, that's our thing. All this famous thing, it's never gonna make you happy.
The poor guy, man. It should have been so much better. 2 NYPD cops who double as hitmen for the mob. That premise sounds ripe for squeezing a great film out of. They should have ditched the investigating cops, have them be a minor undercurrent. Instead, we should have delved into Sammy and Leo. Instead of rushing to end the film after they're arrested, why not show some media appearances, their reactions when getting questioned by the investigating cops, stuff like that, to see what made them tick, why they did what they did, to get a sense of the essence of the characters. Why am I even talking about this essence of characters? There are no characters in this film, just a bunch of bozos swearing at each other. I actually looked into the true story that inspired the film, and it made my reaction to the movie change from mild indifference to actually being angry. Take a look at this. Stephen Caracappa and Luis Eppolito were former New York City Police Department detectives who committed various illegal activities on behalf of the 5 families of the American Mafia, principally the Lucchese and Gambino crime families. They were indicted on charges of murders, kidnappings, witness tampering, obstruction of justice, money laundering, and narcotics dealings with mobsters. Where was all this in the film? The Lucchese's, the Gambinos, witness tampering, narcotics, at least 8 murders. From the film, it just looks like they did 2 hits and minor misdemeanors for a low-level crook. The movie just skimmed their activities with montages. Had they gone deeper into some of this stuff, we might have had something. I mean, did you know one of the cops was actually in Predator 2 and Goodfellas? It's this guy right here, from when Henry Hill is introducing us to the mob. It seems like there was actually some incredible material to work with here, but the movie completely dropped the ball. At Lewis's sentencing, he said, "The federal government can take my life. I'm a man. They can't take my soul. They can't take my pride. They can't take my dignity. I was a hard-working cop. I never hurt anybody. I never kidnapped anybody. I never did any of this." That sounds like an epic speech, the kind you might hear in, I don't know, a movie. The more I read about the duo, especially Eppolito, as his partner was more of a low-key guy, the more fascinating and scummy these people seem. And I think to myself, they should make a movie about these two. Before I realised, I just watched it. So all in all, not a great showing for all involved. Danny Abeckaser has proven himself to be a D-list filmmaker, and Mob Cops is simply not entertaining enough to fall into the so bad it's good category of mob films, bar the odd moment of unintended hilarity. Have you seen this movie? What did you make of it? Let me know down in the comment section below. Let me know what you want me to review next. Subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.